Okay. Okay. So we're going to talk about working with ChatGPT on a large scale with prompt templates and not just single prompts. The idea is we're gonna be covering two ideas today. One of them is generating prompt templates and running them on a large scale, and the other one is fine-tuning ChatGPT for very specific functionality. So let me start with a very simple example. Let's say I have an imaginary client that gave me this product, this page, and they asked me to write a description for this product. Okay, so in order to use ChatGPT to create this description, I created this prompt. I said write a product description as follows: length 300 to 500 keywords, product. I copied this fine knit monogram logo scarf, put it here. The tone, I got it from my imaginary client, luxurious, high-end, top quality. The brand was copied from here, the price, and a few words from the details and some description in the JSON LD here. So I said tags, okay? Black dark knit, monogram logo, blend, women, accessories, totem, etc. Okay, so this is my prompt. I created manually, and ChatGPT responded with this description, introducing the epitome of luxury and style, the fine knit monogram, blah blah blah, etc. I just highlighted the words that we've used, that I've specified here, just so we can see how often they use it and so on. Okay. And let's say that the client likes this and they say, okay, we'd like you to write another description for another product, which is this one, which is another scarf. So, okay, let's do the same thing. Write as follows. Here's a new prompt. Length is the same. The product, I can copy and paste from here. Ring knitted scarf. I can copy and paste the brand, the product price, and so on. And I'm sure you can see where this is going, which is that this second prompt is going to follow the same pattern as this one. Okay, it's the same length. The only thing is I'm going to change the name of the product, the brand, the price, and the tags over here. Okay, so once we have something like this, we can think of a prompt template, which is the same across a large number of products, and then we just fill in the blanks with a few details over here. So let me show you what this is. So these are these carves URLs on the website, and the way we can do this is with crawling. So this is the crawl command. Start with the scarves page. Output file is this scarves.jl. Follow links equals true. And while following links, only include URLs that match this regular expression. If you start with the scarves page and follow links that include this regular expression scarf. Okay, and these are a few settings to govern my crawling process. Download delay is 4 seconds. Log file, save the stuff to a log file just for checking. Use a custom user agent. Stop spider page count, just don't go more than 500 pages, and auto throttle enabled. Okay, so once we do this, we get this. It's a small sample data frame. After looking around, I realized that these columns have the interesting stuff that I would like to use for these prompts. So here they are. The name. This is the name of the product. Some description, the brand name, currency, this, and a bunch of tags that they have over here. And with a simple for loop, and this is the code that does this, we can create something like this. Okay, so with one command, I've created all these scarf prompts. So each one of these is a prompt, and we can send it to ChatGPT. It's the same pattern, but the price is different, the name of the product, the brand is different, and the tags are different over here, and we end up with a completely different set of products. Let me show you an example of one that I did with shampoos. Okay, again, it's the same thing. Introducing the epitome of hair luxury, the Balmain Hair Couture Dry Shampoo. Elevate your hair routine with this top-tier high-end product. And it uses the tone that I've told it to use, and so on. Okay, so here's a bunch of product descriptions for shampoos that are pretty much the same. I also did it for, what else did I did it for? The shampoos, here we go. And pumps as well. And it's one command that I've done with the chatting interface, but you can also do it with the AI, with the API. So this is my prompt. This is how you create a response. OpenAI.chatCompletion.create. Of course, you have to put in your OpenAI key, and you get a response object. So this is the whole thing. Parsing it, you see these are the keys that it has. You can check which model you used. I used GPT 3.5 Turbo. And this is very interesting. It gives you the number of tokens that you've used, the prompt tokens and the completion tokens. Now, this is interesting to check out the pricing. So I got the pricing over here tells you for each model, what's the cost of 1,000 tokens. So with a simple calculation, I have 103 tokens here and 583 multiplied by the price divided by 1,000. This product description cost me 1/10 of a cent, right? So which means that 10 product descriptions would cost me 1 cent, or with $1, you get 1,000 product descriptions like this. So, it's wrong not to do this. The cost of you watching this video is more than $1. So you should definitely try it out. And this is just a regular expression to show you, to highlight the words that it used, and we can use the word frequency function just to check. The most frequently used words were scarf, knit, logo, fine, and we can verify whether or not this is what we want, right? We can do, what was that? Yeah, you can extend this more to use advertising, to create ads. It's called AdverTools for a reason. So I created another prompt with the same data, but I said, write 5 to 7 text ad headlines as follows, length at most 30 characters, product, and this is all the same. It gave me these, which were a bit longer, 50, 60 characters, 59. I created a new prompt, 5 headlines, make sure no headline exceeds 30 characters, and it behaved a bit better over here. And you can use, another one is for 90 characters. So on Google Ads you have 30 and 90, but you can change it to any other thing that you want, and you can use some functions in AdverTools for ads. So you don't need to, you just get some inspiration from these nice headlines, and you can say, okay, luxury at its finest with our something, and it fills it out for you with these names of products. Okay. You can also use another function that AdverTools has, which is add from string. So you take the product description that we got, which is the response from ChatGPT, and cut it into slots of 30, 30, 30, 90, 90 number of characters. This is the maximum. So it gives you introducing the epitome of luxury, and so this is specialized. It doesn't just cut after 30 characters. It makes sure that these are complete words and puts them together. These are just a few things you can do beyond product descriptions, where you can create ads for them. Okay, cool. So I just want to check what you guys think about this before going on to the fine tuning. If you have thoughts, questions, suggestions.
I think this is great. We actually recently did a similar exercise with data that we had pulled from a crawl to generate product descriptions and whatnot. But there was more of a manual process of data collection, and like how everything is basically encapsulated within, you grab it from advert tools and then you continue to use Python to run everything through chat, and auto generate your prompts. That would have probably saved us a lot of time on our end. I should say, we did have some automated processing involved, but like the workflow that you've described is essentially the exact same end result and pieces in the middle that we used. Just everything that you've done has been simplified. So
Okay, cool.
very, very useful. And just to elaborate on this, like you said, you could generate ad text. You could do the same thing for title, description, really anything, like, or
Yep.
meta description, not to be confused with product description. Yeah, really anything. This
And
is
this data
definitely
could
a
be
powerful
like,
tool.
doesn't have to be scraped, you could take it from your
Mhm.
database. You might have
Exactly.
product features, the height or the
Mhm.
color of the product or whatever the specs it has, and just use them like this, and just change the template
Mhm.
of the prompt, and run it across hundreds or thousands of products, and see what happens. Cool,
Mhm.
great to
It,
know that
it,
you go ahead.
yeah. And we actually, like, when we work with writers, we always tell them, like, not to fear, AI. We're like, everybody gets writer's block. Sometimes it's difficult to, like, even just get that initial, like, content flowing. Whereas if you use an AI product, like, you don't have to, one for one use that copy. That can be
Exactly.
your starting point. And I
Absolutely.
think, I mean, I can't speak for all writers, because I know, like, anytime I talk to a writer or author and I bring up AI, like, they just roll their eyes, and I'm saying, like, this is definitely a tool. I'm like, with having a programming background, like, AI scares me too, but like, we have to use these things. It's like, think about the first time a computer was, presented to somebody.
Oh yeah.
They probably were like, oh, everybody's going to lose a job, and that's not the case. Like,
Nope, nope.
we need to use these tools to,
If that was
to
true, we
leverage
would
them to
have
help us.
unemployment rates at 80% and 90% by today, but
Exactly.
we're still working. So, I mean,
Exactly.
the most important thing here, with like my fear of using ChatGPT to generate content, is that it hallucinates.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's very comfortable hallucinating and inventing stuff that doesn't, yeah, I know about this. The author created this. It got the Nobel Prize. No, they don't exist. You just So what
Oh
what
yeah.
what I think this helps with is you're restricting it so much
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with very specific stuff,
Yep.
300 words. This is the name of the product. This is the brand. This is the tone of voice. This is the price. These are the tags that I want you to use. Like, you're helping it not
Mm-hmm.
hallucinate. I'm just asking you
Yeah.
to create something inspiring, or maybe cheap, or maybe traditional, or maybe
Yep.
provocative, whatever the tone of voice that I want. And the more specific I am, the more safe it is to use
Mm-hmm.
a large language model, because I'm always afraid of just letting it go through stuff, and inventing
Part of the
whatever it
breakthroughs
wants.
of the immune system tuning, rubs on the machine or whatever.
Trevor, hello. Okay, you got muted. Cool.
Oh yeah.
So
No, I agree to that point though. Like, the more broad of question, the more hallucination is involved. So if you provide, very specific directions, I've found that it's really the best way to go. And that's with any kind of prompt that's being sent to GTP. If you let it dream, it will.
oh
So
yeah, oh yeah. Cool. So let's go to the second strategy, which is fine tuning. Did anyone is anyone familiar with fine tuning? Like, is this familiar, or is this like completely new, or just curious? Okay. Okay. So the main idea behind fine tuning is that you want to teach ChatGPT to do something very specific. Okay. and you want to do this thing on a large scale, you want to create basically a product that does one thing and does it very well. Now, the chat interface is great. You ask it questions, it can do all kinds of things. It's everything to everyone, but now you know what you want, and you want something very specific. Okay, so let me show you what the training process looks like, and then I'll show you an application that I've built with that, and we can see how this can be used. So I'm going to take you through a training process very quickly. Okay, here it is: prompt, response, prompt, response, flower, FR, book, BK, C, SA, window, WW, car, CR, bag. And I think by now you can see the pattern over here, right? In the first case, it wasn't really clear. In the second case, okay. The third case, it's becoming clearer. By now, you can see that I'm just taking the prompt, extracting the first character and the last character, and giving you the response. Okay? This is basically how fine-tuning works. Now, with prompts, you teach it. You say, do this. Here's 2-3 examples of how you can do that. And the problem here is that the more descriptive you are, the more you're eating away from your prompt length, right? And you don't have much, you can't give it long enough or sophisticated enough examples that you can do something more than the basic stuff that you do. Now, you might have some questions here. Well, what if these are words? What if this was a sentence? Well, what I can do here is I can add 100 more examples that are not just words, that are sentences. So you can see, okay, even with sentences, I take the first and the last characters. And then you might have another question. You say, well, is this case sensitive? And to clarify this, I can give you another 100 examples where, in some cases it starts with an uppercase, lowercase, and ends with, and in every case, I'll show you that you just take the first character and last character as is. And if I do this like 500, 600 times, I will have given you a clear direction on what the hell I'm doing. And then whenever I give you a prompt, you'll answer with the response that is correct based on this pattern. This is, and notice here that I didn't, when I made the training, I didn't teach you, I didn't tell you, I didn't do anything. I just, if this training was good, it would have been, in order for this to be clear, it just has to be clear and consistent. Okay? If these examples are consistent, then you will be able to figure out the pattern over here and create your own responses. If it's not, I'm going to confuse you. Okay, and this is exactly what we're going to be doing with training ChatGPT, but this is a very simple example. We're going to do something much more sophisticated. Okay, so the sophisticated thing that we're going to be doing is this. So here's an example input. Search engine optimization is a subfield of online marketing. It consists of making search engine, blah, 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 blah. It's called Google. Google is a company headquartered in California, United States. Other companies in the same industry are Apple, Amazon, and Microsoft. Okay, this is my input. My output is, or the desired output is, Google, California, United States, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, and after each one, colon, the Wikipedia page of that entity. Okay, so my application is going to extract the entities, but also give me something very crucial, which is the Wikipedia URL of that entity. Now, this is, you can consider this to be a starting point, because once we have an official page, I can crawl this page and extract all kinds of information. Okay, I don't know what California is, but I can go there and see, okay, it's a state, it's in the United States, its population is X, its capital is this, etc. Okay, here's another example. This is my input. This is a piece of news about hurricane close to Florida, and it extracts the entities, and it gives me the Wikipedia page of each one of these entities that are here. Okay, so we're going to create an entity extraction application. Okay. Now, once I've done this 2 times, all I have to do is do it another 1,000 times, because I just, just to put the clear pattern for ChatGPT so it can learn it, and then it would complete any prompt that I give it without saying anything. I would just say, here's my prompt, evaluate this according to model X, and it would respond with, hopefully, with the entities and the Wikipedia article URLs of those things. So any ideas where the hell you can find 1,000 articles like this with those things extracted? How about Wikipedia itself? So the interesting thing about Wikipedia is that it already has what I'm looking for. So this is an article about Florida, and within this, every paragraph, it shows me the entities: Miami metropolitan area, West Palm Beach, Tampa Bay, Orlando, etc. These are all the entities. And it doesn't just give me the entities, it gives me the Wikipedia URL of those entities. So what I can do is connect to the Wikipedia API and say, for each one of these, let's give it 1,000 URLs. And for each one, we extract the links and the text of the link, which is the name of the entity, as well as the URL of the link, which is its Wikipedia URL, and format it in a certain way where I can give it a pair of text like this, and then extract these links from here and show it as a prompt response, and do it for 1,000 articles. Does that make sense? So here's the actual file of the training file that I sent to ChatGPT. We have 991 of those. Okay. And it's just a bunch of prompt response. I'll just stop this prompt. So the prompt here is, ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence chatbot developed by 2002. And the response doesn't look very nice. I'm sorry. That's the completion. Okay. The completion is AI : this is the Wikipedia link for artificial intelligence. And then OpenAI is another entity. And here's the link for that, GPT 3.5, and all the entities in this article over here. You send it 1,000 of those, and then it learns it, and then you can run it with it's ready. So here I have a bunch of examples here on, this is the app. One second. So we can say, what, Nike is a company that produces nice shoes. It is headquartered in, I don't know where, United States, let's say. And let's see what it figures out. Okay, so it picked up the entity United States and it gave me this. It does the JSON LD as well. This JSON LD is very basic. It's just context is schema.org, the type is thing. It just gives you the name and the URL. So this is a first step, and then you can add other stuff once you figure them out later on. So the full code, if you want to go through this, it's here in this article, the full explanation and how you go through this and the crawling and regular expressions and everything. You can rerun this, and we can go through some of the examples. These are actual examples from this app that I'm running online from the server, from the logs. So someone inputted this URL, the output was nothing. Somebody inputted this text, which is, I think this is Swedish, because here it says, so this model was not trained on Swedish, it was only English, but it was able to come up with the entities here and show me the English URLs for them. But in some cases you have this in Swedish. London is the capital and largest city of England, and here are all the entities from this article. Input, how much this unit would worth, and output is nothing. Here we have Italian, and so on. You know, in some cases it just doesn't work. And in most cases it works quite well, I would say, in extracting entities and giving you these URLs for them. Yeah, so that's the main idea behind fine-tuning. You can train it to do anything you want. The main challenge is coming up with a few hundred consistent examples that are clear and that have a pattern where ChatGPT can figure it out and then say, okay, I see what you're doing, and I can do the same thing for you every time you send me a prompt based on this model. Yeah. Makes sense. What do you think?
I mean, it all makes sense. It's definitely one thing that I know I need to play more with this aspect of, training the models so I can get more of a tweaked output of what I'm looking for. But this is a great review because it actually answers a lot of questions that I've had like along the way of this. So yeah, I think it's extremely beneficial to understand just the process and how it works. And like you said, it still needs, a little bit of work in some areas, but I mean, you can identify that by looking at your output, and I assume just, supply more information, go back through until you get the desired output you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, one important thing about this is that if you read any article or book about data science, you'll read about data scientists spend like 60% or 70% or 80% of their time just processing data, munging data, formatting data, and then and this is, I think this is a good demonstration of that fact, which is a cliche, but I think it's true, which is, it's a very easy thing, the training, if you have the data. Like the training process is literally just uploading this file. Okay, yeah, you have to delimit them, like the ending has to have something clear, few details, but until you get this, that's the very tough part, and this is not machine learning, this is not artificial intelligence, this is basic data processing, data munging. Go through Wikipedia, go through 1,000 articles, from each article extract the summary part, from the summary get the links, and from the links get the text and the links and put them this way, separate them with a colon, blah blah blah, etc. Create this file and then just hit upload, and then your model is ready. So I think that's very interesting, and I think now with ChatGPT and all these things, this thing is even more prominent and important in training the models, creating those fine tunes and so on. So yeah, I just wanted to also highlight this fact that most of this, I'm not doing any statistics or machine learning. I'm just processing data, formatting it, and uploading it, and then it's it figures it out and gives me good enough results. It's not perfect. I can show you some results where it's like really weird. Why didn't you get this? Or sometimes it invents Wikipedia URLs. But I think 80%, 90%. It's I think it's good enough. Good idea.
Yeah, I have a question.
Please go ahead.
If we, for example, the beginning is by scraping, for example, Wikipedia,
yeah,
and taking the URLs, and then you collect also the text, and from the text you extract entities. I'm speaking here is easy because we have already highlighted the in the links the entities, but it's easy for the Wikipedia. But if we are working on the other website, we can scrape it and then we can extract the entities, for example, with Spacey, and basically on the entities.
Or you know what, you can use this model now that you have trained a model.
Yes. You just need.
You can copy the articles that you have into this model, which was trained on Wikipedia, and you can get these, or you can use something like Spacey, right? So I use Wikipedia because it's very highly, curated.
It's organized,
It's organized. Many people use it. This can be improved by making, like, let's say, multiple languages. Like you give it 200 examples in English with English results, 200 examples in French, Spanish, Chinese, whatever. And it would, maybe make it clearer for it, like, please answer in the same language that you received. And here it's usually doing it in English, for example. You can try various things. And one important thing over here is that the risk of getting it wrong is quite low. So if I go to an article and I see like 9 tags that make sense and 1 or 2 that don't make a lot of sense, it's okay, right? It's not as risky as generating some medical advice to someone or something dangerous. So it depends on how you want to use it and what you want to use it for. But I think in this use case is very low risk, because in most cases it gets it right. If it doesn't get it right, it's not a big deal. If you have 5-6% of your tags that are not exactly correct, it's okay. I think you can fix them manually later on.
I think this is really, really great because it opens up some new ideas how we can do stuff. So
yeah, I mean,
this is really...
and we can think of ideas to improve this one. Once we have the Wikipedia. I was looking for a way to go from the Wikipedia article to the schema.org type of that entity. Does anyone know, like, if I give you like /Nike, can you tell me that this is an organization from the schema.org? Is there some, like, you can go to Wikidata, but I don't know if there's a clear mapping from, okay, France is a country, Nike is a company, and so on. That would be like, that would make it, I think, much more meaningful. So the JSON LD that you create would be richer and more meaningful, I think. So you're ready to create your own applications for this?
We're gonna try.
Absolutely. Cool. Yeah. So these are the 2 main ideas: creating prompt templates and running them on a large scale to get a bunch of completions on a large scale. And like we saw, the cost is really low. And the other idea was the creating the entity extraction app, where you train it on something like this. You give it a prompt response or completion. It just has to be consistent and clear so that the large language model would pick it up and be able to complete later on. You just upload something and it gets you the proper response.
It would be interesting to try with llamas how it would react.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
So by the way, this code over here is based on the legacy code. 2-3 weeks ago, they have a new. You still, like, this one is very simple. Just say prompt completion, prompt completion, prompt completion. The new one is more like the chat completion thing. Like you say, you can have more detail when you say, like, you have a system message, assistant message, and user message. You say you are a helpful assistant, and so on. This one is still valid in the documentation, but it's good to upgrade this. I'm gonna look into upgrading this and maybe add new languages and other things. And here's Llama for you, it was included as well. As an example here. Cool, great. Okay, thank you very much.